your boy.
And you know what? You're supposed to be in studio. He's supposed to be in studio. I would usually not allow Doggy to be outside of studio, but I know he's out there being a daddy in LA right now, and you can see he's trying to get
Is he being a daddy, or is he playing golf and tennis?
That's why he's in LA.
Because he's a few shades darker.
I was about to say, is that the lighting?
Yeah.
That's him.
Some bad makeup, or what's going on?
That's him right
Mad
there.
Dog, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, this is a Wednesday, and I expect you to be here in studio.
There we go.
How are we doing? Good morning.
I apologize, and I'm very concerned about the madabouts, which I have to do sitting down, which would be a major pain in the neck. And let me tell you something, Lewis, always a pleasure. He was on his best behavior, picked up the check. Did you know that your guy to your left took me out to dinner on Sunday night? Were you aware of that?
Where'd you go?
Mastro's, a steak joint, and he took the missus out too. He was the nicest guy. You know what? He was engaged. He was on time. He was sharp as a tack. I was so proud of him. Stephen,
you got 20 million reasons to take you to dinner. He should take you to dinner.
Okay, let's go. I'm not doing this right now.
What I'm saying?
Good morning, everyone. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Stephen A. All right, we are just 8 days until kickoff when the Eagles host the Cowboys in Philly. We cannot wait. And Micah versus Jerry continues. The star edge rusher is still without a deal, and the clock's ticking. Here's new head coach Brian Schottenheimer on meeting with Micah.
Mike and I had a long conversation, probably talked for an hour about a lot of different things and addressed a number of different issues and things like that. And at this point, I'm going to keep that between he and I. But we had a very, very good conversation. At the end of the day, as soon as he can get out there, that's great. But again, there'll be a ramp-up plan for him. And when he lines up out there to play. Do I think he would play 75 plays in every play? Probably not. I don't think that that's real. But I do think that he can be very disruptive, like we all know.
Okay, we also all know, Stephen A., that football is a collision sport, full contact. Is it a mistake to play week 1 without a deal if you're Micah Parsons?
I think it is. I'm of that mindset. I'm not advocating that he missed the entire season or anything like that and cost himself a boatload of money. But you want to send a message and create a little bit of discomfort for Jerry Jones the way he has done so for you. It happens in the regular season. You're not affecting Jerry Jones in training camp. You're not affecting Jerry Jones in the preseason. But if the Dallas Cowboys go out there and they struggle on the defensive side of the ball week 1, going into week 2, God forbid the New York Giants end up beating them when they face in week 2. Let me tell you something right now. It's going to be very, very problematic for Jerry Jones with that base in Big D. And you reacting off of your stubbornness because you believe that Micah Parsons turned your back after talking with you, supposedly negotiating with you, and then picking up the phone to call you to tell you don't call him anymore, talk to his agent, and you're rigid about that. I think it's one of those situations where Jerry Jones, being resolute in his position, ultimately gets softened if the Dallas Cowboys say, a la Emmitt Smith back in 1993, go out there and start 0-2. I think that would be something that's very, very uncomfortable for Jerry Jones to deal with. And if I'm Micah Parsons, I take that position.
This is a tough one for me. It really is, because, look, I watched his interview with you, that being Jerry Jones. Jerry seems like this isn't the normal, this isn't a normal situation for him. Right. This is one of these deals. This isn't like Emmett. This isn't like Dak. This isn't like CD. This seems like it has gone a whole nother level now, to where I question myself about just how uncomfortable is uncomfortable for him. Does losing a couple games really mean something to him in the grand scheme of things when you're talking about trying to prove a point to this young man that it seems like he's trying to prove a point to right now? And if you're Micah Parsons, look, you have $24 million coming to you this year. Okay? How much, and I never want to get in another man's pockets and say, hey, look, you need to sit out and you need to kind of forego those checks and try and prove a point. That is totally going to be up to Micah about how he wants to handle this. I agree with him that it shouldn't have never gotten to this point. I agree with him, in terms of his stance of wanting to be traded and wanting to move on from Dallas, considering how things have transpired over the past couple of months. I'm with him on all that. But as far as this, should he sit out? Should he not sit out? Should he make Jerry comfortable? Will Jerry cave after a couple weeks and maybe they lose a couple games? I don't know. Because this seems, look, that interview that you had with him, I was like, damn. Like, this is like,
He's
this,
dug in.
yeah, exactly. This is not the normal way of doing business here.
Right.
This seems like an old-fashioned, you are not going to tell me what to do with my team.
Exactly.
This is my team. I'm the owner, I'm the general manager, and I decide who gets paid and when and how, and no one's going to tell me otherwise, especially not your agent. Look, what did he say? There's no room for a third in this nigga? I was like, what is he?
He said there's two people.
Yeah.
It's the player, it's me, and way a distant third, about a mile down, is the agent. Those are his words.
I mean, some of the analogies he was drawing, I was sitting there going, this is just totally off the.
Yeah, that's backwards, but it certainly feels like it's gotten personal.
No doubt. No doubt.
Christopher?
Well, number one, he's not going to give up 1.2, Lewis, $1.3 million a game, because he's not going to get paid if he doesn't show up and play that Thursday night, or at least be in uniform against the Eagles. Plus, you got to play half the season to get the service time. Le'Veon Bell taught us that lesson with Pittsburgh when he sat out the whole year and was in the same situation the following year with the Steelers. So, I mean, again, I think he's proved his point. He's had America, guys like us, not necessarily me, but you two, and of course, bigger folks than me on his side, because Jones has looked bad here with squeezing out the agent. But like Hendrickson, who was going to get signed by opening day, did. Like McLaurin, the receiver from Washington, who was going to get signed by opening week one, and did. I would be really surprised if he is at least not some sort of factor that Thursday night in Philly. They only have a few practices this week. They're not practicing again until Friday. I would suggest that he will have a couple of practices in, and I think when all is said and done, he'll be in uniform, maybe 20 plays. Lewis, you're the expert. You tell me how many plays he can play. Not having played in 5 or 6 weeks, I would be shocked if he is not in some capacity playing a game on Thursday. And if that's me, I'm 25 years of age in the NFL with careers very short. I'm not giving up $1.2 million for a principal. I'm going to make sure I play football.
Well, let me say this, Doggy, is something that I haven't brought up, but I think it's very, very important. So when I sat down with Jerry Jones, he brought up the fact that he didn't reach an agreement with Dak the first time Dak showed up on the field and played. He didn't reach it with him the second time. He showed up on the field and played. Here's where it gets interesting. If you're Micah Parsons, you could look at it and say, even after Dak got hurt, Jerry turned around and paid him. Remember that contract, that $160 million that Dak Prescott got, 4 years, $160 million. That was after Dak Prescott got hurt against the Giants.
Argue he takes
So
care
what
of
Jerry could say is, look at my history. I take care of my guys that are worthy of being taken care of. How dare you not trust me? Micah is saying, nah, why should I trust you? You could have signed me earlier. It could have saved you cap space, positioned us better to do some other things to get some additional assets, and you didn't even do that. So it's really interesting, the juxtaposition, because if you're Micah, or you could take the position, I did see him take care of Dak. So
Lewis, if that was you and you're in Micah's shoes and you could, God forbid, tear an Achilles, anything could happen, right?
Yeah.
Would you go out there and play without a deal?
Look, again, this is a tough situation. I would probably be inclined to want to play because of the fact that, one, look, Micah is in, Micah's in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
And it is $24 million for the season. And look, that is something that'd be hard to sit there and go, hey, look, especially when I'm trying to read the room, so to speak, and I'm listening to what he is saying about my agent, about me, talking to Stephen A. I mean, I'm sitting there going, man, this guy really does seem like he wants to show me something like, hey, look, I have money that goes on for generations, young man. I can sit here and wait this.